Hi everyone, welcome back or welcome to my channel. So today's video is a very exciting one. We are reading my anticipated September new releases. I will be choosing like 3 or 4 to go in this video. They will not all be in here because I don't have time to put them all in here, but I currently have 2 of them in my hands that we are going to be reading in this video. The first one is People Watching by Bonam-Young. This is such an anticipated release for me. I love all of Bonam-Young's books. I read Out of the Woods back in January, which was her new release back then, and that was a 5-star read for me. And People Watching is her new release. I'm sorry, look how cute this cover is, and this is the works edition, so it does have the sprayed edges. I actually have this in my hands 2 days early because I went to my works this morning to go and get some romancey books and stuff like that, and they had this out, and I was like, you're coming home with me, there's no doubt about it. So I am probably going to be starting this one first, but we also have one of my most anticipated releases, again in my hands 2 days early, Waterstone shipped early. We have Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. I love the Divine Rivals duology. It's one of my favourite duologies ever. Like, seriously love that duology. I want to reread that duology so bad. But Wild Reverence comes out on Thursday. I have it in my hands today. This is the Waterstones exclusive edition, so it does have the sprayed edges. But I'm like so torn. Like, do I read People Watching? Do I read Wild Reverence? So like, today is wildcard release day. Tomorrow Burn Bright is coming to my house. It's already out, but it's coming. And then on Thursday I have The Rebel and the Rose coming. So like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't even know. I'm probably going to start one of these 2 today. I think we're going to go for People Watching because honestly I think I can binge this today. And I think that would be really nice. Just to like binge it, because I am generally so excited. Like I said, Bonam-Young is one of my favourite authors. I have read the only book I've not read is the Christmassy one that she did. Set the Record Straight is the only one that I've not read. But I have read Out of the Woods, Out on a Limb, Next of Kin, and Next to You. And 2 of them are 5 stars, and the other 2 are like 4.5, 4-star. So I'm very excited to read this. I just love the way that she writes romances. I don't know, but I'm very excited to read this. I think this will probably be the first book that we read in this video, so I'm going to be freaking out. But we obviously also have Wild Reverence that I also really want to read, but I also have like wildcard coming today, and I'm just a bit overwhelmed with all my options. So when I actually know what I'm going to read, you'll see in the next clip, because it will be me starting the book, but I do not know what I'm going to read. I think I'm going to go live on TikTok and I'm going to get them to choose whether we start one of these or I continue with one of my 2 current reads. We'll see. But either way, I will talk to you next when I am starting one of my September anticipated releases. Okay, I ended up starting Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. I am already absolutely loving it. So I'm currently on page 81. I'm like at the end of page 81, but I had to like grab a pen. I'm literally on live and I was like, I need a pen, because there was this quote, and I'm gonna read it out. The moment Red was there sprinting up the hill, the next she was gone, and I would like to think my story began long ago when I came into the world as a pale, silent boy destined to one day die. But it truly begins here, in the moment when my dreams grew bones and teeth and skin, in the waking realm, the moment I met Red. What do you mean? Literally already loving it. Like I said, I'm already on page 81, which is middle of chapter, well, it's actually more at the start of chapter 11. So I'm already having a really good time with this book. I'm going to be continuing to read it throughout the day, but I do have some like books and stuff that I need to put away and all of that, so I'm going to do all that, and then we're going to sit and read more of Wild Reverence. I'm so happy that I picked this one up first because I'm literally obsessed. Before I started reading again, I thought I'd give you an update on where I am in Wild Reverence. So I just got to part 2, which is like page like 127. and I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm really intrigued to see how we develop in the plot, in the story, in the relationship between our two main characters, because at the point that I'm at right now, they have not spoken in I don't even know how many years, so I'm very, very intrigued to keep going. Like I said, I'm on part 2 now, so we are like about, I think it's about 24% through, so I'm very close to like a quarter of the way through. I'm gonna try and get to part 3 tonight, which is about 100 pages from where I am, so I don't think it will be very hard. But I'm gonna sit and read for a little bit now, and then I will come back to you in a little bit. Very much enjoying this book, like a lot. And I just do not want to put it down, but like I'm gonna obviously have to, but I'm gonna read at least, like I said, I think I want to at least get to part 3 tonight, which is page like 220, so it's just under 100 pages from where I am. So I think that is my plan. Rebecca Ross, I love her writing like so much. I generally do really love her writing. I think it's just enough flowery, like whimsical flowery. It's just enough words, description. I don't know, but I absolutely love it. Obviously I do have the normal hardcovers and the Fairy Loot hardcovers of Divine Rivals. It is literally to this day still one of my favourite duologies I've ever read. Actually I think it's my favourite duology I've ever read, so, but it's also like one of my favourite like fantasy series I've ever read. It's definitely up there, like in the top like 10, top 5 actually, yeah, top 5, but I'm gonna sit. I'm going to read some more Wild Reverence. Just as a little bit of background, Wild Reverence is a book that takes place before Divine Rivals, but it's like years before, so like the characters from Divine Rivals are not mentioned, apart from like the gods. That's literally the only thing that's mentioned. That like it's the same as Divine Rivals, but it's just the same world, just thousands of years before. I think it's about that, like thousands of years before, but I'm very, very much enjoying it. We are following our main character Matilda, and she is like a goddess, I guess, but her mother had her and she never found out who her father is, and when I don't know how to explain it without spoiling, because I don't actually know what the synopsis is, because I never read it. Let me read the synopsis and I can kind of explain it a bit better. But it's a goddess born to the fire-lit domain of the underworld. Matilda is blessed with a humble messenger magic, carrying letters, secrets through the realms, including one of her own, a mortal boy who only appears in her dreams. 10 years ago, Vincent of Beckett wrote to Matilda on the darkest night of his life, begging the goddess he befriended in dreams for aid, but his prayer went unanswered, forever hardening his heart against the gods. This is until she arrives wearing a letter with the promise of a future beyond dreams, one that might rewrite the dark blood-soaked ways of the god or end them. Basically, if you don't want to read it from that, I don't know why. I have a bit of a reading update. I look so pale in this light. I don't want to talk about that. But I am obviously continuing reading Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. I literally did not get any further than part 3 last night. I read part 3 and went to sleep, which honestly criminal of me, because the ending of part 3, like I don't know why I just stopped there and was like, no, I'm going to bed now. But I did start part 3 this morning. I've only read like 20 pages this morning, but I am still really enjoying this book. I can't really say anything because obviously spoilers and all of that, and I really do not want to repeat myself very much because like I've already said that I love Rebecca's writing and but I generally am having a really, really good time with this book. I'm very intrigued to see where we keep going with it though. So I have like 2 parts. I have part 3, 4 and 5, so I have like 3 parts to go, and we'll just see. I have a feeling it's probably gonna be like maybe a sad-ish kind of ending because of the fact that he is mortal and she's obviously technically a goddess. So I mean, I don't really know how that's gonna, obviously that wouldn't work relationship wise, but we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna keep reading tonight, and then I'm hoping I can probably finish it on Thursday while I'm at home and doing reading sprints. But I have about 300 pages, I think, roughly. So I have quite a significant reading update. I finished Well Reverence. I finished it maybe like half an hour ago. I sat and finished Well Reverence. I was on live while I was doing it, hence why there's no clips of me reading the last like half of this book, because I was on live. I really enjoyed this book. I'm gonna give like a full rundown at the end, but right now, currently in my mind, it's like a 4.5. I'm not too sure. Like I said, I will give you my final thoughts, ratings and everything at the end of the video. But I just thought, I have finished it. I really enjoyed it, and that's what I'm going to say for now. And then I have decided to start Wild Card by Elsie Silver. This is the fourth book in the the fourth book in the Rose Hill Ranch series. This is the fourth and final book. So in this story we are following Bash and Gwen, which we have met them in the series, so we do already know these characters slightly, but I'm very much excited to go into this. I'm a bit nervous because of the trope that it is. If you do not know, it is ex-boyfriend's dad, which makes me kind of nervous, but the point that I'm at now, I know kind of that the situation with like the son, and it doesn't seem as bad as like it would be. So that's kind of the vibe, but I am enjoying this so far. I'm only like on page 40, so I can't really say much, but this is going to be my next read. Okay, so I have a reading update on Wildcard. Honestly, I'm going to finish the book today, and yesterday is the exact same day that I finished Wild Reverence. So I am currently 194 pages in, which is chapter 20, and obviously always with me personally, Elsie Silver books do not take me long to read. I can read like 100 pages in like half an hour. Don't ask me how that makes sense. I don't know. Don't ask, because I actually don't understand it either. But like I said, I have about 300, I have like 250-ish pages, I think. Or like 350? No. I think I have about 250 pages left. But I am enjoying this. It's not like my favourite, like compared to like Wild Eyes and Wild Love. But like I'm enjoying it more than Wild Side. So I'm quite happy with that one. But yeah, I'm a decent chunk in. I'm nearly halfway. I'm literally going to get some dinner, have some dinner. And I think, yeah, I'll just like finish the rest of this today. Because like, why not? Like if I'm in the mood to read it, I'm having a good time reading it, I'm ending up clearly reading it really fast, why wouldn't I just sit and read it? So that is my plan. I thought I'd just give you a little update on Wildcard before I actually like finish it. I'm on page 295 of like I said, it's 441. I'm sorry, we just had the, wow, this is really beautiful. Yeah, it is, but when I turn back to face him, he's not looking out the window, he's looking at me. Like, obviously I started this book today. I probably started about 2:30. I haven't read much till like 4:30ish. And then obviously I've like pretty much like read everything else in that time. It's now 7 o'clock. I'm planning, honestly, I'm just going to sit and finish this book. But like, I just want, like, is this book a 5-star? No, but am I having a silly, goofy, fun time with it? And am I like giggling and kicking my feet? Yeah. Like, sometimes you do just need a silly, goofy, fun time. Reading it exactly the right time that I needed to read it. Perfect. Literally perfect. So I have about, what, 130 pages left? 140 pages left. So I'm going to sit and read the rest. I'm on chapter 30 for anyone that is wondering. Don't have much left. I'm going to sit and read the rest. And then I don't know what book we're going to read next, but I'll bring you along with us. So we can choose our next new released read. We have 4 other options. So, very fun. But I'm having a good time. It's, like I said, silly, goofy, easy, fast-paced read. Elsie Silver books always are for me personally anyway. But yeah. Anyway, I'm going to stop yapping and get back to reading. So, I just finished Wildcard. Solid, like 4-star read, like generally. I really like this one. I'm very happy that I enjoyed this one, because I didn't enjoy Wildside that much. I'm very happy that I enjoyed Wildcard. Like I said, I'll give you my final thoughts at the end of the video, but not just is this a new release done, it's also a series complete. Anyway, yeah. I'll be back in like 20 minutes or so to decide what book we will read next. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's been more than 20 minutes. It's been like 3 days. Today's Sunday. The last time I spoke to you was Thursday. So yeah, it's now Sunday night. It's 7:30 right now. So I pretty much finished Wildside 72 hours ago. Yeah. And I have honestly not started another book since. I read the first chapter of The Rebel and the Rose and wasn't in the mood for it. But I think I know what I'm going to pick up. I did read the first chapter of People Watching by Bonam-Young this morning. And I was like, this kind of feels like something maybe I'm in the mood for. So I am going to continue this tonight and see what I'm in the mood for. So this will be probably the final book for this vlog, is going to be People Watching by Bonam-Young, which is so very much. I'm so excited to read this. If you don't know, this is a romance book, and in this book I'm pretty sure, obviously like I said, I'm only a chapter in, but we're following Prudence and Milo. I don't really know, obviously I don't know what happens, like I'm only a chapter in, but I did read the back this morning, so I know briefly a little bit. But Prudence lives in a small town, and she's once dreamed of something different, but now she's very content in her routines of working and writing and caring for her mum, who actually has early onset Alzheimer's. Milo is a wanderer who drives around in a beat up van, and he rolls into the town and they strike up an unlikely friendship, which leads to a wild and sexy agreement between them. I think basically it starts as a bit of like a friends with benefits sitch, and then it kind of turns into something more. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure, I'm not far enough in, I've only briefly kind of read the back, but that's kind of what I'm gathering from this so far. Like I said, I've only read one chapter, so I can't say too much on it. I don't know how well you can hear me, but I am away now. But I'm now about nearly halfway through People Watching. Honestly, I'm not getting the best vibe from this one. It's just not really my vibe so far, which is kind of upsetting, because like this is like probably my most anticipated release for September. But I'm on page 144, chapter 14. I'm hoping it kind of, I don't really know how to explain it. Basically, I'm not having as good as time as I thought. Maybe I just went in with too high expectations, because obviously her last 2 releases have been such 5-star reads for me, but we'll see. We still have like half the book, but I don't know, I don't think I'm connecting to the characters as well as I did the other ones. I'm not too sure, but I'm still having a good time. Like it's still, right now it's at like a 3.5, but we're just gonna go from there, see how I feel. I'm hoping to maybe finish it off tomorrow. I'm gonna read a bit more tonight. Hopefully I can finish it off tomorrow, but so it's finally the time of the video that I'm gonna talk you through my thoughts on the 3 books that we read. So just to recap, we read Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross, Wildcard by Elsie Silver, and People Watching by Bonam-Young. Apologies if I sound a bit ill. I am currently recovering from being ill. So if I sound ill, that is why. But let's talk about the books that I read. So starting off with Wild Reverence. So this is obviously a prequel story to Divine Rivals, which they do not take place anywhere near the same kind of timeline. Like for instance, the epilogue of this book is not even the start, it's like the lore behind the typewriters in Divine Rivals. So like, I don't know whether that helps really, but yeah. So I did really enjoy this one. Unfortunately, all of these anticipated releases, not one of them was a 5-star. They have all been 4-star reads for me, but I did really enjoy this. I did really like our two main characters, Matilda and Vincent. I thought they were very nice, easy main characters to like follow their story, and I really enjoyed their relationship and how that whole storyline went within the book, so that's always a bonus. I really liked Matilda as a character though. I thought through the book she really did come out of her shell, get a bit more confident in herself and in the world that she is in. And then obviously Vincent, we see him as a kid and then we see him as an adult, and it was obviously very different, but it was very nice to see him like stand up for himself and stand up for his, essentially he's a lord, so his, I don't know what that'd be called because it's not kingdom, but his like people, his people. And I did really enjoy that. I really liked the setting of this book. I love Rebecca Ross's settings normally, but I did really like the setting of this book and the battlefields and the underground and the overbit and all of that stuff. I really did enjoy that. So yeah, I'm gonna settle on a 4-star rating for this book. Would I recommend it? Yes. Do I maybe recommend actually reading Divine Rivals first? Yes, because you don't need to read this to read Divine Rivals, and you don't need to read Divine Rivals to read this, but like if you want the full experience, you can definitely read this first. You get a bit more of a background, and obviously you get the hint about the typewriters in the epilogue of this book, and it's like 2 of the characters that are mentioned in Divine Rivals, you do obviously get them in this story, but you don't get like the main characters of this story. I don't ever remember them being mentioned in Divine Rivals. Maybe they were, but like I said, I don't ever remember them being mentioned, so take that as you will. But yeah, I definitely recommend this book. And if you are looking to pick up this book but you're kind of debating it because you really like Divine Rivals and you don't know how you'll feel about another book in the same world, read it because it was generally so good. And then on to our next read, which was Wildcard by Elsie Silver. This is obviously the 4th and final book in the Rosehill Ranch series. So if you don't know my thoughts on this series, I really enjoyed book 1, that was a 5-star. Book 2 was a 5-star. Book 3 was actually like a 3.5. I didn't love book 3, but book 4 was a 4-star. I really did enjoy it. I really enjoyed our 2 main characters, Bash and Gwen. I enjoyed the storyline. I was very nervous going into it because of the main trope that is in this book, which obviously is ex-boyfriend's dad. So because of that trope, it did make me very nervous to pick this book up, but the way it is done, it didn't bother me. And I was more like, how is the ex-boyfriend going to react? Like, is that then going to cause tension between Bash and Gwen because of how the ex-boyfriend reacts? Yeah, I did really enjoy this. I enjoyed our plot. I did really enjoy Bash and Gwen. I really liked Gwen as a character, and I did really like Bash, and I thought they were good together. And I liked our storyline with Clyde and all of that. So I definitely recommend reading this. This was obviously, like I said, this was a 4-star read for me. I really enjoy it. Do I recommend the Rosehill series? Yes, I do. Do I recommend reading this book? Yes, I do. Is it a fun, goofy, silly, fun time? Yes. So if you are wanting that, go ahead, 100% pick up Wildcard, because it was definitely what I expected going into it, and it really just reminded me of me enjoying Elsie Silver books, because obviously I didn't love Wildside, so that kind of like, I was a bit like, oh, but I really enjoyed this. So now, on to our final book that we read in this vlog, which was People Watching by Bonam-Young. This is such an autumnal book. It generally is. I mean, look how autumnal that cover is and the sprayed edge is. But going into this book, I was very excited because Bonam-Young is one of my favourite authors. While Out on a Limb, her most two recent releases, Out on a Limb and Outwards, were both 5-star reads for me. Her previous 2 books were 4 and 4.5 stars for me, so I really did enjoy all of them. And Don't get me wrong, I did enjoy this book. I do think potentially this is my least favourite Hannah Bonam-Young book, because I just honestly didn't connect to the characters all that much, like with Milo and Prudence. I didn't connect to them all that much, and honestly I'm just not a massive fan of loads of spice in books. And I mean, it's not, but like the main plot of this book is, if you don't know, obviously Prudence's mum has Alzheimer's, and we kind of find this out, and her dad basically gives her an ultimatum. Basically it goes from there. Kind of a bit of a friends with benefits kind of situation. A lot more spicier than I thought it was going to be going into it. And like I said, spice isn't technically something I tend to reach for. Like if a book is marketed as like super spicy, unless like I feel like there's potentially a very good plot in that story, I typically won't read it because I'm not a massive spice person. I do typically skip it if I'm just like, this is adding nothing to the story. That was kind of my thing. That's like my only thing that kind of put me off this book, is that it was so spicy. But overall, like, I did enjoy the plot. Like I enjoyed the plot with like Milo and his brother and his family, and like his brother's family, and Prudence and her family, and I enjoyed them coming together and how that was. Like I said, just not a massive fan of all the spice in the book, but I did settle on a 4-star rating for this as well. I really hope you enjoyed watching me read my anticipated releases. I still have so many that I need to read that come out in September. I still have Powerful by Lauren Roberts, Burn Bright by Christian Rebecca Ritchie, and The Rebel and the Rose by Catherine Doyle, but unfortunately I did not get around to reading them in this video as well. I mean, I probably wouldn't have put 6 books in here anyway, but that's enough from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!